Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2 for the PS4. It's been a while. I went on vacation and I'm now back in the dorms at college, so upload schedule is going to be a little infrequent, but we should be alright because my upload speed here is like 5 times that of what it is in my house. So hopefully we will be able to handle it just fine. But when we last left off, we finished our first outing in Celtic, day 1 of our field study, and now we're going to be taking the night off.
Ah, that was delicious. Those are some seriously fresh vegetables, too.
Yeah, nothing beats food made from local ingredients.
I quite enjoyed the rye bread myself.
I was checking
suppose this whole
something.
field study thing isn't so bad when you take the menu into account. I wonder what the others in Group B are doing right now.
Somehow, I doubt they're sitting around a table and talking like we are.
That would certainly be a shock if they were. I can't help but question what exactly Class 7's purpose is, though. Instructor Sarah says it's about Arcus, but I don't think that's the only reason we've been brought together.
I'm certain it's not. If that were all, today's field study tasks would serve little purpose.
It seems as though she's trying to make us experience, I don't know, things. Like all kinds of things, big and small. What I can't wrap my head around, though, is why.
Yeah.
I don't know what's with these very long pauses, I'm sorry.
Instead of trying to put everything in its place, why don't you just go with the flow for a change? It seems like you're desperately trying to find something. But if you don't plant yourself somewhere, you're just gonna blow away with the next big gust that comes along.
What do we have to offer one another, when our reasons for enrolling at Thor's in the first place are undoubtedly very different?
Our reasons?
I hadn't considered that.
My reason for enrolling was quite simple. I aim to come ever closer to my goal. Or, rather, to the person whom I regard as such.
Who's that?
This is neither the time nor the place to discuss such matters. Best to save that topic for another day. What about you, Elisa? Why did you enroll at the Academy?
There's no one single reason, but I think I just wanted to assert my independence. I mean, my situation back at home isn't exactly ideal, and this seemed like a good way to get out and do more, I guess.
I see.
It sounds like I'm probably in the minority then. See, I wasn't intending on coming here at all originally. I wanted to do something completely different.
You did?
Oh yeah, you said you were really hoping you'd get into a music academy, right?
Oh?
Well, I wasn't that serious about it or anything. What about you, Reen? You're the last holdout, and since you're the one who brought it up, it's only fair you answer the question too.
Me? I wanted to find myself, I guess.
Find yourself?
Huh?
Sorry. That makes it sound like a much bigger deal than it actually is. That's the best way I can think of to put it, though.
Nothing wrong with that. Going on a journey of self-discovery? It's actually a pretty cool answer.
Yeah, I had no idea you were such a romanticist. You sure don't come across as one.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Hey, I can talk again. So yeah, interesting little note. If we wouldn't have hung out with Elliot and helped him unpack his stuff back in Trista, we wouldn't have gotten that little extra little dialogue thing where Ring goes, oh yeah, you said
but
this, right?
we're not actually going to sleep yet, are we? Not until we write our reports for the day.
I want to shut off my brain so badly right now, but it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon.
She seems to have forgotten all about the room situation, and I'm not about to remind her.
So part of what the problem here is that I couldn't hear my TV because of the way it's positioned in the dorm. It was turned down. So I couldn't hear when the voices stopped.
What is it?
I was unsure whether to ask or not, but I've decided that this... Why have you chosen to hold back?
What?
Your sword style and technique. It is the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade school, is it not? Popularized by the sword hermit, Yun Ka-Fai, it combines the best elements of other Eastern sword styles. Those who master any of its forms are referred to as a divine blade, and are said to understand the true nature of all things.
You certainly know an awful lot about it. I didn't think it was particularly renowned here in the Empire.
We of the Arcade School consider the studying of other swordsmanship styles to be an essential part of our training. In addition, my father once told me, if you follow the path of the sword, it is only a matter of time before you encounter a follower of the 8 Leaves.
Your father said that? It's an honor to be acknowledged by the Radiant Blade Master himself. I'm nothing special, though. I'm just a dropout who's never even been able to progress past beginner level. I did train under Master Ka-Fai for a while, but I started to feel like I couldn't go any further with my abilities, and he cut my training short.
What?
So I'm really not holding back. Honest. I actually kind of feel like I'm dirtying the good name of the... But this is my limit. I'm sorry I can't quite live up to your expectations. Laura?
You have no reason to apologize to me. This is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. Though I'll admit to some disappointment. I was hoping you'd prove to be a good sparring partner. I'm going to practice outside for a bit. Please go and finish your report with Elisa and Elliot.
There's a lot he doesn't want to talk about, huh? I can see in his eyes sometimes that he's bottling something up and trying really hard to keep anyone else from noticing.
You've noticed it too? You sure have taken quite an interest in him.
I was just trying to work out the best time to apologize, that's all. It's not like I've been consciously paying attention to him or anything, honestly.
Ring's not the only one bottling up his feelings, though, is he? You've been doing the same thing.
Yeah, I guess I have.
I love Elliot. He progresses the plot. I apologize if you can hear my air conditioner, by the way. It's not going off. It's hot. So, yep.
Drinks are on me someday.
That's all the stuff we did yesterday, last time. And it is now Sunday. The birds are singing. The windmill is turning. So I've got bad news. If you were hoping this would be a super involved part, it's not going to be. So we get our tasks for today. Same way as yesterday. We get them from, get them from Margot here at the Weathercock Inn. So we have a monster extermination. We need to talk to Market Manager Otto about that, and we need to go find the person who lost their wallet. Easy peasy. And both of these are optional. If you notice, they have the blue text, so we don't have to do them, but if we want full AP, we must do them, so we're going to do them. As long as nothing, you know, gets in the way. Like the plot. You know, as long as the plot doesn't get in the way. So yeah, if you were hoping this would be a super involved part, it's not going to be. This is literally... this part is literally cutscene, pretty much. It is cutscene between our main characters here and a thing that is going to happen approximately 30 seconds after we exit this bar. You see, one thing I wish that this game had a little bit more of was voice acting. It's got more than Trails in the Sky ever did outside of the Japanese dub, so that's lovely. I love the Japanese dub for Trails in the Sky is the only way to play that game because it not having a dub at all really hurts. Having voiceovers and good voiceovers at that does a lot for a video game. And normally hearing it in the only games I don't ever play with the English dub on are like the One Piece games because I watch it in Japanese, so I want the Japanese dub. And I refuse to play anything related to Yakuza in English. I will play that in Japanese, and you cannot convince me to do otherwise. But pretty much everything else, I keep moving my cords, I hope you can't hear that. Everything else, you know, English dub is nice. It's not required in a lot of things, but it goes a long way. Looks like Rena and Laura made up after their little spat, so we don't have another Elisa situation for the next 10 episodes. Thank God. Yeah, there was never really a rift, but it was tense after that. I felt it. But yeah, I'm going to continue this Let's Play, and I'm going to try to do Cold Steel 2, and I'm going to try to do Cold Steel 3, and when I get to Cold Steel 3, it's going to be live commentary. So you get my full screaming. You get my screaming, and so I'm going to drop you a little thing right now. Go watch either Tales of Creed or KZExcellent.com, or KZExcellent.com, stupid, or KZ's playthrough of Sky 1 and 2. I don't think Tales of Creed got to 2, I know KZ did. But Creed did a really good overview of Trails in the Sky and his playthrough, and that will get you the basic knowledge you're going to need for Cold Steel 3. KZ went into Cold Steel 2, and not Cold Steel 2, Trails in the Sky 2, and that's going to be very helpful based on some of the characters that are in that. I don't know anybody off the top of my head that's done a Let's Play of Sky 3rd, and I don't know anybody who's done Zero and Owl. But I will explain. Okay, before Cold Steel 3 launches, I will give you as good of a summary as I can on what happens in all of the games other than Cold Steel, because I'm doing a Let's Play of the Cold Steel games, so I don't need to do a summary of those. But back to this game, there was a robbery and vandalism at the Grand Market, and we have to go check that out. So we could, I think it's one of the 4 instances of this episode I get to play the game. Once again, with no voice acting. Voice acting goes a long way. I know it's expensive, but it really does help. And I hope, it is my hope, that Cold Steel 3 has way more voice acting than the originals, because apparently that game's script is so absurdly long that it's longer than the entire Lord of the Rings, I think is what I heard. It's got more words in it than that. I don't know, but it's awesome. It's huge. But yeah, so there was a robbery here during the night, and it was the two merchants from the previous part, question mark. I haven't watched the previous part in a long time, so I don't know what happened in it. The two guys who were fighting over the stalls, and we went to the market manager's house. Those two guys, it was their stalls. So at this point someone came into my room, and it was important, and I'm not going to cut this out because I feel like I could use it to talk, because I didn't leave time for an intro. Oh, see, there we go. Yep, they're going at it again. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I got up early this morning. I hope no one gets hurt. I'm gonna stand here. I don't blame him though. He looks old. He's probably tired. But at the same time. Oh, Reen. Ever the optimist. I hear people walk down the hall. It frightens me. Yep, there they are. Going at it once again in the middle of the market. Ooh. Ooh. So both of their stuff got fucked up, to put it crudely. So since they both got destroyed, that would mean that so this is going to require you to do a little bit of deducting, not much higher than, it's not going to be anything like Ace Attorney or Danganronpa where it's some ludicrous solution. I mean, you even by now you probably have a pretty okay idea of who did this. You might not know why they did this, or you might know because we have some clues. So as you can see, I'm going to go over the clues we have right now, because this this goes on for a while. So both of their stuff was destroyed. There's no way that one of them would destroy and steal one stuff and then do it to the other, do it to themselves as two, because it would be incredibly suspicious and stupid. But we also know that they came to an agreement, and it wasn't a happy agreement, but we know they came to an agreement on how to run the stalls. And we both know that their position here in the market is more important than them. If they don't get to sell their stuff at all, then they lose all of their revenue. Meanwhile, when they take turns, they're still losing some money if they're on the bad stall, but it's more than them not being there at all. So we know that they wouldn't risk doing this to each other. So it has to be a third party. Oh, somebody's coming. It's the provincial army of the Kloitzen province. The Kloitzen province. What's this kind of weird seeing is how that they didn't lift a finger at all yesterday in order to stop the fighting. And now they're just both under arrest? I don't know about that. Laura's calling out the cops. Yep. So the provincial armies want all of this to just disappear, which isn't really a good thing. But it looks like it's working. So, I know I complained that there's a lot of talking in this part, which there's a lot of talking in the entire game. Most of this game's nothing but talking. But this episode right here in particular is incredibly important to setting up the rest of what our field studies are going to be for the remainder of the game, and for a big portion of what Cold Steel 2 is. It's very, very important. Also, Cold Steel 2 is way better because in that game you're not just wearing the Thor's uniform all the time. I like the Thor's uniform and all, but I'm a big fan of not Thor's uniform. I'm a big fan of all of their costumes and clothes in Cold Steel 2. Not so much Cold Steel 1. It's not doing it for me. But it's whatever. So, the market is going to be opening a little bit late. And they cleared away the 2 stalls, and now it's time to open. But yeah, for the moment, David is not my roommate, so this... I don't know how my recording schedule is going to be. The guy who says he's my roommate said he's going to be going home every weekend, so if that's the case, I can just record 5 parts during the week, and then I can record 5 parts during the week, record, for an hour each day, and then spend my weekend doing 5 hours worth of commentary tracks. I could do that. And then uploading them. I think that would be fine. I'm doing 2 a day this week. So this episode you see here will come out on Monday the 19th? 19th? I think it's the 19th. But yeah, it comes out Monday the 19th. Or whatever the Monday is after the 12th. Should be the 19th, in theory. And yeah. I apologize if I'm advancing the text rather fast. I was out of practice still. So I was doing the thing where I press the button as soon as I get done reading it, instead of wait till I get done reading it and then like breathe once or twice. Because I know everybody doesn't read as fast as I do, and I don't want to ask you to like have to pause the video, because I don't feel like that's good form. And then I do stuff like this where Elliot's on like a 1-line thing for like 30 seconds, and I'm like, God, why is it taking so long? But for you guys, you might not even notice, but it's a thing I notice. And that's the thing I don't like that I do. But I'm trying to fix it. I'm touching my cords. I probably shouldn't be doing that. Oh, sorry, I was listening to the music. The music's very nice in this game. But yeah, so we're going to be investigating what exactly happened at the with the stalls during the night. And that's going to be what this part is. I don't think we do anything other than that in this part. I might be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I think I do some inventory management, but, you know, that's neither here or there. We still got another 20 minutes of this part. That's crazy. So I skimmed all of this. I really shouldn't have, because that made this take a little bit longer than it needed to. And also, I'm terrified of missing quests or book chapters, so I'm constantly like checking my guide, and I also never can remember the layout of Celtic. The layout of Celtic just doesn't stick in my head. So the more people I hear walk down the halls, the more scared I get. I'm in the basement of my dorm, by the way, so my internet's kind of not the best, but it's also kind of okay. It's a weird mix. But I'm happy to be uploading again. So, first place we gotta go. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm standing there. I really should have cut some of this out, but I'm too lazy. Alright, first place we gotta go is the Gray Market, and we want to talk to this lady here on the right, because she is the lost wallet lady side quest. She's going to give us the wallet and ask us to find the lady or person or man it belongs to. I kind of spoiled it. It's a lady's purse. But whatever. It's not like this side quest is like over the top important. It is pseudo important, however, because by doing this quest we get to meet a character that is a staple throughout the Kiseki franchise, and I'm sure if you played the other games or even these games, you know exactly who this is. Or maybe if this is your first time through Cold Steel, you will recognize who the person is who lost their wallet. So I had a lot of money in it, so they're probably a noble or bigwigs, and there's a train ticket to Heimdall. So well-off traveler. So yeah, to continue this quest, we need to go up to the, which we could do this right now, but I don't do this right now. We can go up to the train station, and there's a little bitty scene there, and that's where this quest continues. But we're not going there right now. Judging from how long this episode is, we might do that before the end of this, but no, not at the moment. Yeah, I was in the party with my friends. That guy joined, and then he left. I have no idea who that is. And I can't censor it, so it's on him. But yeah, it's whatever. So yeah, so this is the guy from Heimdall, who we've met once before. I believe this is the guy Reen was holding back when they were trying to fight earlier. But oh yeah, while there's no talking and you all can read and just listen to me ramble. I'm not going to be doing a Fire Emblem Let's Play, but I will talk about it. I'm not going to spoil anything, obviously. But I went through the Black Eagles route. I hear there's they're adding more stuff through the Season Pass, which sounds cool. It was okay. I really liked the Persona Cold Steel-esque overworld of the monastery that they had going on. I liked the whole teacher-student relationship thing they had going on. I liked all of the characters for the most part. They did a really good job of spreading the good characters and the bad characters through multiple houses. There's not just a good house, because, you know, the Golden Deer have Hilda and Lysithea, who Lysithea is the only character I recruited to my Black Eagles house. And okay, I will spoil this because I think it's the best thing in the world, but no one else does. I wanted so badly to recruit Lysithea, but she never would join. And then I got to the point where you're not supposed to be able to recruit them into your house. And I got into a fight, and she was one of the enemies in that fight. I killed her, and I felt so bad when I killed her, because, you know, at this point in the game, they're actually gonna die. And they said, hey, do you want to finish off Lysithea, or do you want to invite her to join your house because you had enough affection with her? And I was like, yes! That was the best moment of Fire Emblem Three Houses for me, was that moment right there. But yeah, I don't know about all of the other endings, but the route I went through, in specifics, would be, how do I say this? How do I say this nicely? I give it an 8 out of 10, because it just doesn't feel done. The story, I don't like how they wrapped up at least the Black Eagle story, where I romanced Edelgard, so I got that ending, which is weird because I was going for Dorothea the entire time, and then Bernetta started creeping in, and I was like, well, then Lysithea started creeping, and I was like, oh, and then Edelgard won, and I was like, wait a minute, how'd that happen? But whatever. Yeah, but yeah, it was a good game. The only part I really don't like about it, and I don't know if there's something I just missed when I was playing through it, but it keeps talking about all of this stuff that all the characters are going to do after the big battle's over. It's like, oh, and I'll just say this: there's a plot point with somebody in the Empire who has weird, bad minions. And you're constantly reminded throughout the main story that this guy exists, and that fight is going to be harder than the current fight, and it's going to be terrible, and once we do that, that's going to be the end of the game. And you know what? I was hyped. I thought the ending of the game was going to be like the 2/3 or halfway point. No, the ending of the game was the ending of the game, and that kind of made me upset. I just felt like there was more to do. But that was it. It was really weird. I didn't like it. I didn't like that part. But the rest of the game's perfectly okay. It had some frame rate issues. From what I saw, it kind of ran poopily at times. But other than that, the character, I liked the aesthetics. I didn't have a problem with how they looked. I didn't like a certain special class for the main character that you got. I don't know if it looks better on the female main character, but I didn't like it on the male main character, because I advanced him to a sword master, and I was clowning on dudes, and then I got to this special class, and sword master looked really dope, but you know, he was super weebish, but he looked dope, and then he looked like a clown in that special class, and I was like, oh sweet, I'm gonna master this and then go back to Swords Master, and I immediately got boopied on. I was like, well, I'm gonna go back. But yeah, I'm gonna say that's the best Fire Emblem game, I don't want to say ever, but maybe ever. I skipped 90% of them on the 3DS just because they didn't look good. Fates, was it Fates? I think it was Fates. Fates looked interesting. So I thought about getting Fates, but then I didn't. I'll keep wanting to say Conquest, but that's Pokemon. But yeah, Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia, I think is what it was Houses was the last one I played, and it was pretty fun. I liked it. There was definitely aspects of that game in Three Houses, which is very good. Three Houses is much better than everybody thought it was going to be when it had that first E3 trailer. But yeah, it was rough. It was rough putting that game down. I really, really enjoyed that game. There's a lot. So we're gonna have a choice coming up here. Back to Cold Steel, by the way. We're gonna have a choice coming up here, and I think it's the third choice, but you'll see. And you need to pick that choice in specifics, because if you do not, you will lose out on 1 AP point. We need to pick the Provincial Army because, like I pointed out 10-20 minutes ago whenever we got there, the Provincial Army is sweeping things under the rug. They didn't interfere in a fight yesterday, but now they are. Doesn't make any sense. So, also, I think I skipped a frame, so I might be a second ahead of you all in my commentary, but it shouldn't be too bad because I'm talking about things that aren't that, so whatever. Maybe? No, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm slightly ahead in the commentary, but it's whatever. Y'all not going to be able to notice. I'm talking about Fire Emblem. But yeah, I really liked everything that Three Houses did, and I feel like the routes are different enough to warrant replaying the game again. I don't know anybody who actually is replaying the game again. But yeah, it has the strongest opening in a game I've seen in a long time. And this is me looking at my guide because I don't know what to do. This is me going the completely wrong way. So yeah, here I go and I open up some more slots, and then I don't do anything with them because I'm not the big brain. But yeah. So I will talk about that opening cutscene because it's not plot related until like halfway through the game, toward the end of the game. It just starts off with a big battle and a chick with green hair stabbing this absolute unit, and I was losing my mind. I was losing my mind. It was beautiful. I mean, in terms of, it didn't look beautiful. You know what I mean. I lost my mind just because of how intense and crazy it was, and that's how they decided to start off the game. They completely act like that didn't happen. I enjoyed it a lot, if I'm being honest. It was a really good game. Also, the sidekick character for that game, the little green-haired chick that you meet at the very beginning, who's inside your head and has the powers of Dio Stand Zawaldo. She's voiced by Morgana from Persona 5. It's the same voice actor, and I'm like, I'm glad that you've been cast into this type of role. Because it's basically Morgana. We've also got a lot of Persona 5R stuff has been announced, and it looks... Persona 5R is going to be better than Persona 5. I can't... I don't think I can stress that enough. It's just going to be. So yeah, to progress the plot, we actually do need to head over here to the Provincial Guard Station, because that's where the Provincial Army is. They live here. But yeah, it's not a big deal. Persona 5R looks to be really good, but I'll probably pass on it for a little bit. If only because if I'm remembering release areas right, it comes out near the same time as the 7 remake, and the 7 remake's more important. Because... Okay, so I'll do a slight overview of Persona 5R. Welcome to the gaming news episode. Persona 5R is going to be a reimagining, as they say, of Persona 5, which means they're going to do stuff to make the game longer, and they're going to completely change a lot of aspects of it. They've already added new characters, they've already changed events that already happened in Persona 5. They've changed a lot. And it looks great. I'm normally one of the people who look at people changing my things and go, oh no, that's bad, don't touch my thing. But this, I'm like, touch the thing. I complained about this in 2016 or whenever that game came out. I complained about it. They fixed it. So I'm like, there we go. That's all I wanted. You did what I wanted. I'll buy your game. But yeah, 7 Remake, a little bit more important. I think The Last of Us Part 2 may be releasing somewhere around that time. I don't remember off the top of my head. But that's... The Last of Us is a pass in my book. It popularized the sad dad thing, and I'm not a huge fan of the sad dad thing, but it's whatever. Which sad dad isn't even in this game from everything they've showed. The reason I'm not picking this up is because they said they don't want their game to be fun, and I'm like, well, I'm playing a game to have fun. If your game's not fun, you're not doing anything for me, so I guess I'm not picking up your game. That's the reason I'm not picking it up. I have covered a ton of Persona 5 news, and also talked about why I'm not picking up The Last of Us 2 before this cutscene has ended. I love this game. And I know it seems like I complain about this game talking all the time, but when you're playing the game, it's not that bad. When you're going through the game the first time, right? When you're playing the game through the first time, all of this is new and interesting. It's all incredibly wild. Also, Elliot just got him. He got him in a trap. Elliot tricked him. Got him. Got him 420. 420 blaze. Elliot. Boom, 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 boom. They've been got. So yeah, it looks like the Provincial Army was the one behind the vandalism and the stealing of the goods. So I would like to point out, I said 20 minutes ago that we might have time to do the side quest. There is less than 2 minutes remaining in the part, so we're not doing that side quest because that side quest also has a lot of talking. But you know, it's like whatever. You know, we came, we had fun. It was a nice, joyful time. I finally made a Patreon. Not for me. I follow the GB podcasts. I donate $5 every month, and I listen to their content, and I really like it. So, if you want to go support them, they have to do a Dragon Ball month now. Not month, but they have to do Dragon Ball stuff now, and that's going to be oh so great, because that's a lot. There's a lot of Dragon Ball movies and OVAs for them to have to watch. So that's what I'm excited for at the moment. I don't know about you all, but that seems like super fun. So yep, the plan currently for the next episode, in Reen's words, is we are going to go catch the Provincial Army red-handed with the goods that they stole. So what that means is it's almost time to end the episode. So what we need to do is we need to go and we need to talk to people to try to figure out where the Provincial Army went with the stuff. See if anybody saw anything, rather. And I'm going to be showing off one other thing, but tomorrow's part, from when you're seeing this, tomorrow's part will be us going through this chapter's dungeon. It will be us doing both side quests, talking to these people in town to progress the plot, and then doing the dungeon. So yeah.